What's up, everybody? It's John Rowland. Excuse me. It's John Rowland here on another Moral Law Monday, back at the spot. Underneath the monument where it all started back in July of 2020, July 13th, 2020. I started coming out here, calling it Moral Law Mondays, setting up a table, handing out information about natural law to people. And I did that for a year, not including the winter when it was dark by the time I could get out here. I did it up to July 13th of last year, 2021. And in that time, I met a lot of good people. It's brought me together with my co-host and producer, Will Keller. Shout out to Will. All of my associates at the Natural Freedom Alliance, who I met up with and started. They came out to some events, and we had a Sunday group that we had met through a natural law group on Facebook. And yeah, we've had the podcast going, and I just felt like with this season of sovereignty upon us, beginning on 3/19, officially kicking in on 3/22, and going throughout the month of April and up to at least May 1st, that I wanted to come out here and do another live stream from the spot where it all started for me, in terms of me really getting out, putting myself out here and spreading this information. Now, what I want to focus on today is the information, moral law, because I will say that in the time that I've spent the last 2 years continuing to research, as we always should, I've come across some researchers who have a little bit of a different opinion. Mark Passio from the website What on Earth is Happening, he laid out a really good system of, what he would call objective morality. And objective morality, that term has been, I've been struggling with that term a little bit. If something is objective, it means it's an object. You can see it, I can see it, we all can, look at a tree and see that the tree is there, and we can describe the tree, and we can feel the tree. That makes it objective. Now, maybe some people imagine the tree has a spirit, and other people don't sense that. Well, that becomes subjective, even though it may be true. There may be a spirit to the tree. I believe there is. But those are things that we can't observe through our senses. So, discussing this with Will, he gave me a good term, which was moral standard. That there is a moral standard, and I believe there is. However, we all know that just teaching people to follow a moral standard is not necessarily going to improve their behavior or the situation in general. So, understanding the natural law of freedom, which, Natural Freedom League's name is based on, that the more moral a society is, the more moral or the more freedom the society will have. And in turn, the less moral a society is, then you will be in a society of slavery. Now, this is a really simple concept. it really is like The Secret. If anyone knows The Secret of, you ask what you want and you receive it, basically what you put out is what you get. Obviously, if a society behaved more moral, then it would be a better place to live. It's common sense. So, when we get into discussing this with people, I think what I've come to realize is human beings are the source of morality in terms of the fact that we are the ones who can discern what is moral and what is immoral. We discern this through what we view outside of us. So morality is within us and outside of us. We are the cause and we see the effects. And those effects inform us as to what is moral and what is not moral. So one goal of mine moving forward with Natural Freedom League, in terms of, going out in the public, educating people, or even having people on our podcast and having discussions, is that, this is still a something that we need to discuss amongst each other. And we need to, think about different scenarios and think about different ways that society can run and be moral. It's an individual experience that obviously all of us can relate to. And so, but for a person to get there, to understand it, they have to go through that work on their own. And so really the goal of Natural Freedom League is to get people to start going down that path and to start thinking about what is moral and what is immoral and what things you're participating in, and whatever excuses you make for why you're participating in those things, that you are contributing to the immorality. If you're working a job that is harming people, then you need to take steps to remove yourself from that situation. And obviously that's going to be at many different levels. But we can look at things that cause direct harm to people and start with those. And as we call it, it's detachment activism. We slowly detach from these things. And by doing so, not only do we improve our spirit and our health, but we also improve the macro. We improve the world by the energy that we put out and by the energy that we vibrate. So, moral law. Is it a law? Yeah, it is a law. Because ultimately, if you don't follow the law, which can be simply stated as, don't do to others as you would not want them to do to you, and do unto others as you would have them do to you. It's very basic. The love we take is equal to the love we make. And this has to be spread. This idea has to be spread to people, and it can't be forced on people, but you can plant seeds through different ways. So whether it's directly coming out with a flyer and talking to people in the public, or if it's putting out a podcast or some type of video or audio media, or if it's putting out art or music. These are all ways to spread that message, build that morality within yourself and that energy within yourself, but then take the time to share that with people and hope that we can plant enough seeds to tip the scales to our advantage. So one thing that I did is I recently unregistered to vote. I'm in Contra Costa County. You go to the website of voter.services@vote.cccounty.us. Man, they make it difficult, right? It was pretty difficult to find, but I found the form. I unregistered to vote. I refused to participate in a system where you only have two choices and ultimately the same agenda continues to get pushed. So that's my first step. Moving on in the future, I'm going to talk to you guys about why I say my name is John Rowland, doing business as John Rowland Wydogan. Uh, it's a approach to separating yourself from the fictional realm of commerce in a way that allows you to operate legally within their system. Now, does it work 100%? I don't know. People are testing it out. I've, listened to people who have used it and it has worked for them. And but with any of these approaches, it requires some courage, and for each of us to take a chance and try to use these different approaches to see what works. Before I let you all go on this Moral Law Monday, happy spring, by the way, to everybody. I want to let you all know that tomorrow we will be updating the Natural Freedom League website. That will be officially updated at 3:22 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow. Updates to the Natural Freedom League website will be coming more often. We're going to have more emails out to our supporters and people that have signed up for the mailing list. So we appreciate you all, and looking forward to having more interaction with everybody. We're going to look to start having some more public events, trying to piggyback off of any type of rally or festival or anything like that, where we can go and just set up and talk to people and hand out this information and propagate the message. Of course, we have our Saturday night live streams, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come check us out. Join us live in the chat. We're on a lot of different platforms. We're not really streaming to YouTube anymore for those. We are streaming to Twitter, Facebook, and Odyssey. Y'all should definitely join us on Odyssey. We got to start using alternative platforms. And finally, Thursday, Will has a big interview with The Missing Link. The Missing Link, you can find them on YouTube. Go ahead and look it up. Pretty big interview platform. So they're going to have Will on there, and looking forward to seeing that. Other than that, if you want to check out the Freedom Under Natural Law website, you can go see the conference that we put on a few weeks ago. And yeah, man, been almost 2 years since I started coming out here. And, I just felt like, at least for this Moral Law Monday, I had to come out here and, kick it off back at the place where it all started. But I don't know. This is actually a pretty good place for me to stop on my way to work. So maybe I'll just make it the regular as usual, right? All right, everybody. Thank you for listening, and hope to see you all soon. Don't forget to check us out at our website, naturalfreedomleague.com. And y'all have a blessed day.